At dinner, my sister said, "You're not family, don't show up." My mum laughed. My father stayed quiet. I walked out. A few days later, their loan payment failed. They had no idea what I'd done. My name is Nellie, I'm 36 years old, and until a few weeks ago, I honestly believed my family still loved me, at least in some small way. But that belief shattered during a dinner that changed everything. The night my sister looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're not family, don't show up." Growing up, Vanessa and I were complete opposites. She was the loud, confident one, the one who got straight A's, cheerleading trophies, and family praise. I was the quiet one, the one who preferred books over parties. When our mother introduced us to people, she always led with, "This is Vanessa, my pride." I was just, "And that's Nellie." Still, I tried. I showed up to birthdays, helped with babysitting her kids, even lent her money when her first business nearly collapsed. But no matter how much I gave, it was never enough. I work as a financial systems analyst, nothing glamorous, but stable. I help mid-sized businesses manage their private loans and vendor accounts. It's ironic, really, that my sister's company ended up on the list of accounts I oversaw. She never knew that. She always thought her private investor was some generous business angel. No, it was me. I had quietly arranged it through my contacts, believing I was helping family. That Friday night dinner was supposed to be a small family gathering. I wore my best dress, held a bottle of red wine, and even bought a bouquet of flowers for my mom. When I walked in, everyone was already seated. My parents, Vanessa, her husband Greg, and their kids. I smiled and said, "Hey, everyone." My dad barely looked up from his phone. My mom muttered, "You're late again, Nellie." I wasn't late. I was right on time. Dinner started fine. For the first 10 minutes, we laughed about old memories, or rather, they laughed. Then, like a storm cloud rolling in, Vanessa started with her usual digs. "So, Nellie," she said, slicing her steak with a grin, "still single? Or did that guy finally realize you're not the settling type?" Everyone laughed, except me. I swallowed hard, forcing a smile. Then she raised her glass and said, "Let's toast to real family, the people who actually show up for each other." I looked around the table, confused, until she leaned closer and added, "Oh wait, maybe I shouldn't say that in front of you, Nellie. You're not really family anymore, right?" My mother chuckled. My dad kept eating. Even Greg smirked. Something in me broke. I didn't say a word. I just pushed my plate away, stood up, and walked out. That night, I sat in my apartment staring at the city lights, tears burning down my face. I had spent years trying to earn their respect. When Vanessa needed help with her business loan, I was the one who pulled strings. When Mom had surgery, I was the one who quietly paid the bill she thought insurance covered. And yet, none of it mattered. Then something strange happened. My phone buzzed with a system alert from work. One of the accounts I managed, Cooper Ventures, my sister's company, had an upcoming auto payment review scheduled for the next week. My hands froze over the keyboard. I wasn't going to do anything reckless. But the more I thought about that dinner, the laughter, the humiliation, the more I felt that quiet rage grow inside me. I logged into the admin dashboard and paused her renewal request, marked it for manual verification. It was small, barely noticeable, but it would stop her payment from processing on time. 4 days later, I was in the office when my phone rang. It was Vanessa. Her voice trembled. "Nellie, I don't know what's happening. The loan payment didn't go through. The bank says our account's under review. If we don't fix this in 48 hours, we'll lose our credit rating." I pretended to sound surprised. "That's weird," I said softly. "Maybe a system glitch. I'll check." She sighed. Desperate. "Please, Nellie. You're the only one who understands these things." Oh, the irony. That evening, I checked. I called her back, telling her I'd escalate it. She thanked me, said she'd make it up to me, then hung up. For the first time in years, she sounded scared, vulnerable. 2 days passed, and my father called. He never calls. He only sends short texts on birthdays like, "Hope you're doing well." That day, his tone was gentle, almost rehearsed. "Nellie," he said, "I know things got awkward at dinner. Your sister didn't mean it. She's just under pressure." "Pressure?" I asked. "From what?" He hesitated. "You know, the loan situation. I actually co-signed her first contract. If she defaults, it'll affect me too. My stomach dropped. So that was the real reason he was calling. He wasn't worried about me. He was worried about his money. That moment changed everything. I could have fixed the issue with one email, one click. But I didn't. I left it. I wanted him to feel the same silence he gave me that night when his perfect daughter humiliated me. By day 7, her company was in crisis. Their suppliers were threatening to pull out, and her reputation was slipping fast. Greg, the same man who once called me the family charity case, texted me, "Hey Nelly, your family. Can we talk? We could really use your help." I stared at the message for a while before replying, "I thought I wasn't family." He didn't respond. That night, my mom showed up at my apartment unannounced. She stood at my door, looking smaller than I'd ever seen her. "Nelly," she whispered, "your sister is breaking down. Please, just help her." I looked at her and said quietly, "Mom, when she said I wasn't family, you laughed. Why?" She looked away, ashamed. "We didn't mean it." "Yes," I said, "you did." Then I closed the door. The next morning, I finally released the hold. I logged in, marked the account as verified, and processed the payment manually. Within minutes, her loan cleared. Her company would survive. That evening, Vanessa called again. Her voice was soft, broken. "Thank you, Nelly," she said. "I don't know what I would have done without you." I smiled faintly and replied, "That's what family is for." She laughed awkwardly, maybe realizing the weight of her own words. 2 weeks later, I got another call, this time from one of the lenders. During the loan audit, they found that the original co-signer, my father, had quietly been withdrawing dividends from her company funds to cover his personal debts. He had been using her success to mask his own financial failure. When Vanessa found out, she confronted him, and everything blew up. The perfect family cracked apart overnight. I didn't say a word. I just watched from afar as the same people who laughed at me learned what betrayal truly felt like. Now, my phone rings often. Vanessa calls just to talk, my mom checks in weekly, and my dad, well, he hasn't called at all. But that's fine. I don't need their apologies. Because sometimes, the sweetest revenge isn't about destruction. It's about balance. It's about letting the universe hear your silence and letting them drown in the echoes of their own cruelty. And every time my phone rings, I remember that dinner table, the laughter, the words, the sting. They said I wasn't family. Now, they finally know what that feels like. Never underestimate the quiet one in the room. The one you think is weak might be the one holding everything together. Family should be built on love and respect, not pride and humiliation. When you mistreat people who have good hearts, you risk losing the very hands that once held you up. Always treat others with kindness, even when you think they need you, because tables turn faster than you think. And remember this, revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent, patient, and perfectly timed. Please like, share and subscribe for more stories. Thank you.